I could say that I think that people are knowing less and less what beauty is and are unable to recognize beauty. So I think it's something that can be trained.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know what you're saying, that you can just recognize it. It's intrinsic to us. But I think society can distance itself from being able to more easily just recognize beauty.
Yeah, certain beauties.
Yes, but like people can see, I don't know, I was just in Rome last summer, I guess a year ago, we went for my honeymoon. Like, people will travel all over the world to see the most beautiful cities and the most beautiful art pieces. They don't understand why. They want to see it. Like, and that has been there for ages and ages and will continue to be so. I don't know where I was going with that. What was I saying? Why did I say Rome?
You were saying that sometimes people can...
Oh, yes. They might not understand why, and they might, like... I mean, architecture will go through ebbs and flows just like fashion, and we might be designing really ugly buildings right now. But beauty will come back, because beauty, like, people will be attracted still to beauty and to beautiful buildings. But I still think people right now might look at an ugly building and think it's beautiful. Like, they're just trained incorrectly. Like, they can just perceive it wrong. And I think it's beautiful to have the perception that you have. It's like, I would just recognize beauty, and something that's beautiful would just speak to me. But some people, it might not be like that for everyone. Like, some people might just not be... trained is not the right word, but like sensitized.
Yeah.
Is that the word?
I think you're right, and I think I'm right, and I think negative capability.
We're both right.
I think negative capability.
Okay, what the heck is negative? I didn't fully understand negative capability.
I think there's so many contradictions in this conversation, and we attribute them to beauty is a mystery.
Oh, that's such a cop-out answer.
It is such a cop-out.
It bothers me, and I know it doesn't even bother you.
It doesn't. I don't care. I love it. It's like ground control. But so. Here, I found it. I found the quotation. So, do you remember what the movie was about?
No.
It was about aliens.
Yeah, that's right.
I think it was inspired by Arrival, but it was about these aliens that are never...
Did you watch Arrival?
Yeah.
Okay, that one I didn't understand, but I loved it. It was very beautiful.
Yes, it's
that's true. All right. But Arrival's a masterpiece.
This is...
Alright.
I don't...
Sorry, no disagreement at all.
This is a masterpiece, but look it up on YouTube, Ground Control. So... And so it was about these aliens that came, and there was this girl, love interest for this protagonist, and the aliens never appeared. And then at the very end, spoiler alert, he actually comes into contact with one of the aliens. Then it turns out that the alien is his love interest. I know it doesn't make any sense.
Continue.
It turns into her. And then whenever he touches the alien, I know it sounds so weird.
Continue.
It sounds so weird right now, but whenever he touches the alien, he gets all of these images of beauty and just our world.
Cue the montage.
Yeah, with beautiful music
and all you were all in your feels.
All the feelings are being felt, and then he describes what is the most confusing part of it, because no one knows what the heck he's talking about. He says, "And she is here, and she is then,
she is always,
and she is always."
I knew it.
Because she was, and she always will be, because I was there with her.
That can be beautiful. But it can also just be gibberish, and you might be reading too much into this. This is a high school student. Like, I remember writing things like this thinking they were deep.
What is he talking about?
I have no idea.
I think he's talking about beauty.
Okay, maybe I'm not giving him enough credit. And maybe he actually thought
she's the love interest. She's a symbol for beauty.
Let's break this down, yeah.
No, he's referring to she, to her, his love interest.
Sure.
His beautiful one.
Right.
She's here, she's then, she's always beauty, the transcendental beauty that it is.
Maybe he was very inspired and he didn't even realize he was a genius. And maybe this is actually...
I think this is actually a thing. Most great artists don't understand.
Oh, this is so funny that we're talking about a high school film festival, short film, and you're attributing this to greatness, because you might, you're actually right. There's nothing,
Yeah.
Okay, but that also speaks to the subjectivity of beauty. Because I just didn't feel it.
Well, yeah, I guess beauty can arrest a feeling in you, but I think that's the whole subjectivity of it. For some people it does. Like, maybe if I watch Manchester by the Sea...
Oh, if you don't feel that, I'm gonna seriously struggle with that.
It wouldn't be my thing, and that's okay. That's why there's so much different art.
Yes. But you might also just not be right. You might also not... I think what I was saying with people not being attuned to recognize real beauty is that something can be beautiful, and you might just not recognize it.
I agree.
But and if you don't recognize the beauty images,
there are universal beauties that everybody will agree on. or beauty?
No, and if they don't, it's because they're not attuned to recognize beauty. No, they're just, and I can say, and I will say this, they're farther from God. Like they are not in tune to recognize beauty. No, I said what I said. Look, listen. If to be closer to beauty is being closer to God, and if you're not recognizing beauty, like what did I say? It's a spectrum, sure. Like beauty, there's something most beautiful. That's God. That means there's something least beautiful. That is which is furthest from God.
That makes sense.
So if you're seeing something which is the most beautiful, which is God, which is what we said, like there are things that are objectively the most beautiful of God, and you don't recognize the beauty, you are far from God. See, I reasoned my way out of that one.
No. It makes, before you even have, I understand it intrinsically. It's just kind of a delicate thing to think about, everyone that's not
subjective opinion on art. Yeah, I agree, but like art can be beautiful.
Hold on, they can't experience, like people that aren't religious can't experience beauty the same way that religious people do based on that logic. But I think that's incorrect because I think people can be close to God without
being religious.
Exactly.
No, in fact, that is one of the pointers to God's existence, and we're not going to get into arguing for God's existence right here. But using beauty is a real powerful way. I mean, Bishop Aaron talks a lot about how you can disciple and what's the word?
You can be kind of evangelized.
Evangelize through beauty. That is a real source of power and proof towards God. But outside of that, I was just pointing to the fact that if something is objectively beautiful, there are such things that are objectively beautiful. We can agree on that. And people might experience that in a subjective manner that are closer to the reality and very attuned to its beauty, or they can be further away from it. Maybe it's not because they're further away from God. Like, that was a stretch, perhaps. But, like, they could be wrong, is kind of what I'm saying. They could experience this incorrectly. And if they... Train is not the right word. I'm not finding the word. But if they were better attuned to... Like, you can be... okay, fine, train. You can train yourself to recognize beauty.
That's what art criticism is. So whenever I look at these, I am not big on music. You are big on music.
I'm surprised you're not, actually, because it's so much about feeling.
Yeah.
Like, you just feel it.
Yeah, no, I love music. Can sometimes really hit me. And I guess
Speaking of Mentions by the Sea, that intro track.
Beauty.
I will cry.
Is beautiful. Dare I say?
Sorry. Okay, I interrupted you.
Yeah. Oh, man. What I'm saying is, I think I lost my train of thought.
I'm so sorry. No, you didn't. We can find it. You were saying, I spoke about the objectivity of beauty and then how people can be further away from it.
Yeah, I have several thoughts I'm trying to sort through. But I guess one of them was the universal nature of beauty and the fact that you're very adamant about there are people that have incorrect and there's never going to be full agreement, I guess is what you're saying, on beautiful things. Do you say that? Yes?
There will never be an agreement on what is beautiful, but that doesn't mean there is not
there will never be a thing that's 100% everyone agrees that's a beautiful thing, is what you're saying. Yeah, because we're fallen creatures and we are not attuned to recognize real beauty. I don't know.
Like,
I would venture to say that there's never been a culture in human history.
No, there's never been a culture
that is said that is.
You're right.
Sunset is not beautiful.
Oh, I did not think you were going that way. No, that's true. But, okay, so I guess people can come to a consensus.
I think there are some universal beauties. Maybe there's not very many, but I think that a natural beauty, like a sunset, is one.
Yes, but I can imagine a teenager living in the basement, that is just so in attitude with reality, that just will not find that beautiful.
Yeah, no, I think there's exceptions to everything.
No, I know, but that's my point. That if he was in better accordance to his
nature,
he would find that beautiful.
Yeah. So, anyways, the whole thing about music criticism that I was talking about, how you can train yourself, as you were saying, to identify beauty better. That's what Shaftesbury, because he was a huge defender of art criticism. When a lot of people say that maybe the critics actually ruin the art because then they extrapolate it and try to make it an academic.
And he was arguing that it's good that music critics exist.
Yeah, so that you can fine tune your taste. So because when I look at these music critics online, they talk about all these things, and I don't like the music at all. But they're explaining it in a way that's like, this is the most amazing thing ever.
Do you find yourself enjoying it more after though? Because you know what to look for.
I don't care enough to try.
So you're anti-art criticism?
No. I don't know. I don't want to get into
No, but slightly.
I I don't have an opinion yet.